Assalamu alaikum. I know I didn't announce that I was coming live, and this is totally random, but I am enjoying a very nice day in my backyard, and so I thought I would share a little bit of information, a little bit of conversation about a new kind of like science that's being studied, and it's called grounding. So I am like literally sitting in the grass in my yard, touching the dirt and the grass. Why am I doing that? I am doing that because there is this new evolving research around what's called earthing. Earthing is the physiological effect of your body physically touching the earth. Now, we know that in the Sunnah of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam 1500 years ago, they did this all of the time. It was not unusual for people to walk around without shoes. They slept on the ground, they ate on the ground, they prayed on the ground. But the new science behind it shows that when we are in physical contact with the earth, that we actually produce antioxidants, that the electrical charge from the earth, we know that the earth's surface has a negative electrical charge. It actually brings our body incongruent with the charge of the earth. And so the grounding, as they call it, or earthing, is the process of being in contact with the earth. So they've done some studies, and again, this is really new, but I'm always fascinated about how we interact with our environment. And some of the preliminary studies that they've done, or some of the very new studies that they've done, has shown that when they have people to be in contact with the earth, it actually increases the antioxidants in their body. It decreases the cortisol levels. It has been shown to, when people are asked about how they feel physically when it comes to stress level, when it comes to chronic pain, it actually decreases chronic pain, decreases inflammation. And so that is absolutely, like, it's astounding to me, like the how Allah has created the earth in a way, and people in a way that we all interconnect and benefit from one another. We benefit the earth, and the earth benefits us. So it's called grounding, earthing. I'm sure I'll write a little blog post about it, but I'm sure that you can Google it. They've created like products now. I'm not quite sure how that works, where it actually transfers the electrical charge from the earth into mats and chairs, and they have grounding shoes. And so I don't have an endorsement for that, because I've never tried that and I don't know the science behind it, but I think we all can agree that we feel much better when we get a little bit of sunshine and we are connected with nature in that way. I personally am certainly an outdoors person. Every summertime, well, every springtime, I'm constantly saying, oh, alhamdulillah, I do not have any allergies, because that would really suck for my life, because I spend a lot of times outdoors. And not to have family members that have outdoor allergies or allergic to trees and pollen and stuff like that, because we do hiking and biking, and we haven't camped in a while, but I hope to go camping this summer, inshallah, after Ramadan is over. So I'm absolutely an outdoors person. This is really cool that Facebook is like, I guess it's picking up on periscopes, and I see all of you guys hearts and likes and all of that other great stuff. Oh, that's pretty cool. I don't know why Kalila says there's no sound. Well, I hope some people can hear me, right? Can some people hear me? Oh, okay. I don't know why there was no sound before. So I just thought that I would log on and talk a little bit more about kind of like the new science of grounding and earthing and why it's important. One of the one of the things that's pointed out inside of the earthing community is that for thousands and thousands of years, human beings came in contact with the earth, like physical contact. So we know we're still in contact with the earth, we're here, right? But people came in physical contact with the earth on a regular basis. Shoes is a pretty modern thing when you think about the history of human beings. And so we wear shoes all the time, and now, even people who garden, they're like, oh, I have my garden gloves. So you actually don't come in contact with the earth very often, and so it absolutely affects us. It's almost very similar to, especially for us who are internet and Facebook people, what this research about actually making physical contact with the earth and how it increases antioxidants in your body and decreases cortisol levels and decreases inflammation. It also reminds me of the study on skin hunger. So if you've heard me lecture before, at some point I talk about skin hunger, because that's another one of my very one of the topics of physiology that intrigues me. It intrigues me. And that's because, so what skin hunger is, so if you haven't heard me talk about it before, is skin hunger is a condition, actually a condition that human beings can suffer from when we do not have physical contact with other human beings. So having physical contact, and we have to remember this, us people who love Facebook and love social media, and I'm not a total introvert, but for people who are introverts and don't like going out a lot, we have to remember that we are meant to interact with one another and to physically touch one another. It's something that always comes to mind when we talk about, interestingly enough, when we talk about hijab, right? So one of the things about wearing hijab all the time, if you wear hijab, even if you wear hijab in your clothing and you don't cover your hair, right? We are covered up a lot, and we're even covered up when we interact with our children in the house, because sometimes it's just too much work to try to get undressed when you know you're going to go out later, right? So you have the benefits of hugging your children or hugging your spouse, but do it too often with all of your clothes on and all of hijab on, and you don't make physical contact. So this is about skin to skin contact, that when we do not make skin to skin contact with other human beings, we actually suffer, physically suffer, and you become more irritable, your cortisol level rises, people become more depressed. So that is something that we have to really be very conscious of, that we are meant to interact on a physical basis with other human beings. I know one of the things that I've done personally when I read these types of studies is I try to make it a point that at least once a week I meet a girlfriend for coffee or tea, or go out or do something where I'm actually interacting. So believe it or not, I really make intentions to have a life off of Facebook. I know I'm on Facebook a lot, or as my husband said the other day, all the time. But I really do try to make intentions to have a life outside of social media, because human beings are meant to interact with one another. I can talk to you, but I don't hear your voice as often as, now other people talk on Facebook Live too, so I can hear voices. But that was actually a call coming through from one of my girlfriends, but I'll call her back. So one of the things that I try to do is I try to intentionally have interaction, face-to-face contact with people. I think that that's so important, because we can learn, and it can be a one-way communication when we are online, but it's certainly different when you interact with people. So inshallah, I hope that one day I get to interact with you and we see each other at an event, or and if you ever run into me, make sure that you come up to me and let me know that we have connected on Facebook, because I think it's is really important that we connect beyond just social media. So that's all I wanted to say for the day. Inshallah, I hope your fast is going well, and if you're not fasting, I hope your day is going well and you fill it with positive thoughts, positive energy, and don't forget to get outside and actually put your hands and your feet in contact with the earth. Allah has made it as a mercy and a barakah for us. So inshallah, let's take advantage of that, because this too is one of the barakahs, and you don't have to wait to just Ramadan to do it. Just let Ramadan be a time for you to be more conscious of the barakahs that Allah has given us. All right, talk to you later. Assalamu alaikum.